Morning, everybody. Mark Gomes here, PTT Research. How you doing? Please excuse the noise in the background. Headquarters is under construction here in Miami Beach. We've got some additional information here regarding Blue Mobile. Just wanted to provide you with a little bit of insight into how we are thinking about the estimates for how much revenue Kim Kardashian Hollywood is now generating for Glue. First thing I want to bring your attention to is this graphic on the screen right now. This comes from Think Gaming 1 year ago. You can see in the bottom corner here is from exactly a year ago. And you can see that the top game at the time was Candy Crush, generating about $600,000 per day in revenue. Clash of Clans second at about $500,000. Some of the lower end games were in the 1 to 200,000 range at the time. Okay, and in fact, not too long ago, Deer Hunter was somewhere around that lower end in that number 10 range, generating on iOS an estimated $100,000 or so per day. Now that game went on to generate $17 million in its first full quarter for Glue, $27 million in its second full quarter for Glue. That's important to note in a moment, and I'll tell you why. Because we see here, this chart right here is actually taken from this morning. We see Kim Kardashian Hollywood has taken over the number 3 spot overall, surpassing Game of War, which is made by Machine Zone, a company that is about to receive $250 million of funding at a $3 billion valuation. Now put that in perspective, $250 million is nearly half of Glue Mobile's market cap. Okay, and a $3 billion valuation is roughly 5x what Glue Mobile is trading for today. Now the interesting thing here is that if you look at the estimated revenue figure here, and this is not to be taken to heart, Think Gaming's estimates are a little loose, to say the least. But the point to be made here is that if you look at what a top 3 game typically makes from last year to this year, the numbers have increased in general, and you're typically looking at $500,000 plus in terms of revenue. The increase from last year to this year can be attributed to 2 factors. One, we have a lot more people with smartphones in the world. The number is approaching 2 billion, staggering 2 billion users with smartphones in their possession now. So a lot more people to play these games. The second factor that can't be underestimated is the fact that while the freemium model has been very much accepted in Asia for quite some time, it's only relatively new in the US, and it's just gaining steam now. If you've played mobile games in the past where the game is free and they try to get you on 99 cents for this or $2.99 for that inside of the game, you may have noticed that you had some resistance to that initially. Well, that resistance is starting to lift. Informal survey that we've done has indicated that people are starting to get used to the idea of paying 99 cents here and there within the game. And indeed, if you remember back in the arcade game days, we would pump quarters into those machines until we ran out. This is no different. If you account for inflation, a quarter back in the Pac-Man days isn't too far off of $1 for a micro payment in a game today. So that's starting to catch on, and that has monumental implications for all of the vendors involved, particularly the top guys, because you notice that the lower vendors are still only chugging away at 1 to 200,000, while the top guys are garnering upwards of $1 million, whereas last year at this time we were nowhere near that mark. So, bringing things to a conclusion here, Kim Kardashian with an estimated $600,000 of daily revenue on iOS as a number 3 ranked game exceeds what Deer Hunter was generating as a number 10 ranked game, probably by a factor of 5 or 6. So if we multiply the numbers from Deer Hunter's first full quarter and second full quarter of revenue by 5 or 6, we get somewhere closer to $100 million that Kim Kardashian's game could generate in Q3. And in Q4, it could be upwards of $150 million. That would give them $250 million in revenue for the year. Now, keep in mind, I'm saying upwards of, okay? We want to stay conservative here. We want to keep our heads on straight. But keep in mind, the statistics don't lie. We've got a number of data points here that suggest that Kim Kardashian is killing it out there. It is adding 180,000 new users on an estimated basis per day, which is more than the next 5 games combined. And that includes Clash of Clans, a $6 billion valued company by our estimates, Candy Crush, King Digital, also a $6 billion valuation, Game of War, a $3 billion valuation on tap, and others below here. So this is all part of the fundamental research that needs to be done to figure out how a game is going to perform. Please take a look at my last video regarding Kim Kardashian and the royalties she's probably garnering from this, and you will see how much money Glue Mobile is actually making from this, particularly in light of the fact that they won't have to be paying taxes on the first $76 million or so in revenue due to the federal tax holiday they have based on losses they've taken on the past. They have a deferred tax credit there. So lots of free cash flow coming Glue's way, and that free cash flow will be added to the coffers that they have been building up to make more acquisitions, as the one that spawned Kim Kardashian. For those who don't know, they purchased Kabam Games for 1 million shares plus some additional bonus shares for performance, which added up to about 500,000, 600,000, and 700,000 in 3 respective years. So the total purchase price for that company was less than $20 million in shares, and here for that they are generating what I estimate to be about $1 million a day in revenue. Absolutely astounding. Glue management's teams to be applauded for their acquisitions, for the generation of a monetization platform that allows them to acquire games and make a lot more money than the original developer can, and executing very well on releasing these games and creating new engines for growth by taking an engine like the Stardom engine and turning it into a Kim Kardashian game, taking the Deer Hunter engine, turning it into a Dino Hunter game, and sequels for all of these games. 2015 looks like it's going to be stupendous for this company, as does the rest of 2014. Congratulations to all PTT Research subscribers for having been members of our service. Clearly your investment in our service has been poised to triple from the start, and we encourage the rest of you to sign up for Poised to Triple free newsletter, as well as our paid PTT Research product. As our members will attest, those who pay for our products get our research first and make a lot more money. So also be sure to look at our article entitled How to Become a Millionaire for Free to find out why our paying subscribers make so much more than everybody else out there. Alright, that's it. This is Mark Gomes. Have a great day. Take care.